honestly the chance to work with Idris again. That we had the chemistry before we had the concept, and hats off to Peter Safran for noticing us keeping his attention on the Suicide Squad, and he literally was like, man, we got to do this again. And he's one of the few folks who can actually make movies happen, and he delivered with Heads of State, so we got the band back together.
Absolutely, yeah, it's exactly the same reason. You know, I wanted to work with John, I got to work with him on Suicide Squad, then we got to do it again. We have a film that is, you know, fun, entertaining, really well shot, really great visionary, and some characters that I think, and hopefully we can do again and again, so.
Yeah.
They're such gentlemen. It was lovely to work with both John and Idris. Idris I knew previously, socially. Him and his wife and I are friends, but John I was going to meet for the first time, and I was just, you know, I was like, I don't know what to expect, but he's also a producer on a movie, so he really led with such kindness, and you know, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. The first one to come was the last one to leave. He's just always on time, just really, you know, good guy. And Idris is like friendly and fun, and he just comes in. So they both had such a easy vibe to them, and were really welcoming of everyone else in the cast. So it was a really fun ride.
So I think the most important thing is never lose sight of the stakes. I think when you're in the realm of storytelling, especially action, that what builds good action is anxiety, anticipation, having to overcome something and having something to work towards. When the world is going to shit around you, if you can laugh at yourself, you can break the ice and have a moment. And I think action comedy walks that fine line of taking a moment to realize, this is ridiculous. But at the same time, oh, we gotta get back to the thing that's really important that we have to solve. Yeah. And what this movie does is it gives us a lot of those moments to breathe. But because we have a ticking clock element and a lot of stuff can go wrong, we consistently have to push forward. And I think that's I think we never forget the stakes, and that's why it's a really good action comedy.
I think the storyboarding process is the part where I think is my most interesting work, where most impactful work happens. And I think I started with the press conference scene, and I remember I was telling my storyboarder Sophie, I was like, let's just switch the camera. And the camera just flips around, does a whip, and I realized that's the style of the movie. We're gonna be using the camera a little bit like a character. And I was like, this is a little bit of Wes Anderson, it's a little bit of 𝘧𝘢𝘰𝘶𝘕. So once I got that, everything was informed by that. And I kind of made it to the end of the movie, and I restarted from scratch and kind of updated everything. So it was a longer process storyboarding. I think nobody took me a month and a half for the whole film. This took 5.5.
It's sort of like the 90s action comedies like Bad Boys or Lethal Weapon or like Men in Black, I don't know, like that kind of, you know, fun action comedy. So it's like that, plus it's a buddy movie with the two guys, and that's a lot of fun. Their chemistry is amazing. I love the story of how this movie came along. They worked together in Suicide Squad, and they just loved their working experience. And Peter Safran, who's our producer, was like, I gotta bottle that, like we gotta make this into a movie. And so I'm really honored to be a part of that ride.
Well, unique because Ilya, our director, he's got a very specific eye, very specific delivery of his action, and I watched the film that he did, two of them, Nobody and Henry.
I saw Nobody.
Yeah, there's another one.
I don't know if I saw that one.
Yeah, it's the first person gamer thing, I mean, completely bonkers. And he was really a visionary, so I wanted to do it because of that. I wanted to see, you know, how he was going to approach action, you know, and he had a really big vision for it, you know, big scale, 90s explosions, walking away from explosions type shit, and you know, I was really up for that.
Yeah, I would say the same, just his ability to paint action. Some people rely on a big wide water because they want to see everything and they want to play everything. Some people involve like the angles they take to make impacts more effective. Ilya is painting. And he's like, man, right here we need a shot through the bottle of booze to the guys because we're gonna use the bottle later on, or like when the guy's teeth gets knocked out, we gotta shoot through the teeth. Little details he puts in like that allow you to breathe through the action but still push the narrative forward. He's very unique in how he approaches it.
I always start with, do I want to see this? How excited am I to go see this? And if I'm excited, as unique as I think I am, I'm not that unique. There are a lot of people with similar tastes. I was like, if I can make a movie that works for me, it'll work for a lot of people. So when it clicked for me, the action comedy part of it, the non-synthetic warmth part of it, the 80s, 90s feel, I was like, all right, let's go do that. And it just became, I think I fell in love with the concept, I think a day after it was pitched to me. As soon as that clicked, I was like, all right, I understand what it is. And of course, you find Esed and you have Whymper, you have great writers who help shape that into something very special. But it made sense to me very quickly, much quicker than I expected.
I loved Ilya's previous movie, Nobody, and when the movie came to me, I just loved the part. I thought it was so fun to be, you know, this girl who has to deliver Idris Elba and John Cena to safety. Like, just that was so funny to me. And I love the idea of filming in Europe and all around the world. It's a big international film. It's my favorite genre, which is, you know, big blockbuster, like action, comedy. So yeah, it was a no-brainer for me. I was very happy to be a part of this.
A lot of it was scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it was scripted.
Gosh, then the script is good.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of all there.
Yeah.
You know, and it is an action comedy, so it's definitely like stakes and focus first. And I'd say we had the luxury of, we kind of just stepped back into the shoes that we left in the Suicide Squad of like, okay, these are the character personalities, let's make them abrasive. And the script dictated that. I'd say a lot of it was on the page, man.
I think the writing was bespoke to the dynamic that we had.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to improvise. We did, or I tried, and you know, that would just make our day less, you know, it would just make it fun.
Absolutely did.
But some of it makes it, some of it didn't. The outtakes, woo, different movie.
I think it's hilarious. It's a really fun movie, and I love the fact that it's releasing on July 4th because, you know, it's a time when your family's together, friends, it's time for community, and this is the kind of movie you want to watch with like a bunch of people. So have like a fun viewing party after dinner. But I think it's gonna be a really fun ride. It flies by and you're laughing a mile a minute. Like in the state of the world right now, you know, that's a good thing to have.